Yeah, and now I guess what happened at this point in the show was Wade Keller, who I'm really impressed with from the clips I've been listening to at this period. He was on top of things like very few journalists were at that point. He couldn't join the show because of some tech difficulties or something.
Yeah, something. I mean, the boy wonder is, I think that's what Cornette called him.
Right. You know what that means? He wrote stuff they didn't like. That's what that meant.
Yeah.
But we have a little action from here, including Corny talking about Bobby Eaton becoming a solo star at that point, which was, why did it was really sad when the Midnight Express broke up, I thought.
Oh, it was devastating. What a team. What a legendary team. What a great team.
None better. So let's get to this next clip.
Yeah, I guess Wade Keller is out trying to put an end to Time and Newsweek now, I guess.
I think that
call in.
Either that or The Observer. But we apologize to the listeners that they're expecting, but we have...
Well, let's be honest, I don't think there were any. No, I'm just kidding. Just knocking Wade. Just kidding.
Yep, well, we're going to open up the phone lines here at area code 516-955-1240 for the duration of the program, and you'll be able to speak to Jim Cornette, so now's the time to give us a call. 516-955-1240 if you'd like to discuss any topics in pro wrestling. LPWA, of course, the Super Brawl last week, the UWF's first pay-per-view effort, WCW's Clash of the Champions that took place this past Wednesday night. We're here, and we're willing and able to talk to you about anything that's happening right now in the world of pro wrestling. So, Jim, first and foremost, before we take our first callers here at the program, LPWA is going big guns right now.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, we're looking to do our next TV taping on July the 1st in Laughlin, Nevada. The TV syndication is increasing. I think we cover somewhere in the low 40% of the country right now, but expect to be at 60% by the fall. There's a pay-per-view planned for September 29th, which has already been cleared by request, viewer's choice, all the major cable companies. So it's not going to be a mini pay-per-view. It's going to be available just about everywhere in the country that has addressable cable system, for the pay-per-view capability. They've got a home video deal. A 900 number has just gone up last June the 3rd. It just started. So a lot of things going. Can you plug 900 numbers, John?
Yeah, why don't you do that?
It's 1-900-456-LPWA. And the good thing about this number is that it's a menu system. You don't just call up and hear one person per day, and that's all you can hear. You can call up and have your choice of 8 different lines and several different subheadings. There's a total of about 27 different lines that you can access through that one number by using your touch-tone phone, and it's a really state-of-the-art system. That's 1-900-456-LPWA if you want to find out what's happening. In addition to some of the top girls having their own line, you can also hear the recaps of the previous week's TV show, the preview of the following week's TV show, and all the news with Joe Pedicino, and, of course, the Louisville Slugger with myself.
Well, of course, that's one of the enjoyable segments, the Louisville Slugger, and, of course, anyone who's a girl or
anyone who's a girl or a guy, and chances are you're one or the other.
Or a fan of female professional wrestling, call that number. We're going to take some calls now. We're going to open up to any topics, and if you'd like to talk to us or talk to Jim about anything in particular, just give us a call at 955-1240. Lines are all filled right now. We'll let you know when we got another open line. Let's go to Andrew from St. James. Andrew, you're first.
Yeah, how you doing, John?
Okay.
I don't know if you guys heard that Stunning Steve won the TV title and the Freebirds won the six-man tag titles.
Yeah, we announced that last Sunday.
All right, I heard that Bret Hart's going to be turning bad. Is that true?
I haven't heard anything about that, anything from a substantial source at all, but that's a possibility. I know he's slated to take on Ricky Steamboat at the big wrestling card in St. Louis at Busch Stadium on the 14th.
And I have a question for Jim Cornette. I heard a couple weeks ago that you weren't going to come back to WCW unless Jim Herd would leave as executive VP.
Well, I've gone around and around with WCW, or the NW. I can't call them WCW. I've gone around and around with the NWA, and I feel that Jim Herd may be a wonderful person personally. I've never seen evidence of it, but he may be. I don't know him that well. But as far as running a professional wrestling company, I think he's incompetent. I don't have any desire to be associated with a company that he is presently running into the ground. He's not the only problem, but he's a major one.
All right, thanks a lot, guys.
Thanks for your call. 955-1240. One open line right now if you'd like to give us a call. And it's just sad to see WCW, NWA, just such a great tradition, almost being flushed down the Bemis right now, you know?
Well, I think what the problem is there is no tradition as far as Turner Broadcasting is concerned. They've never been wrestling fans. They don't know anything about the history of wrestling. As a matter of fact, I got the impression from the time that I was there that they couldn't really believe that anybody ever watched this stuff, and then they saw the ratings and they said, wow, people are actually watching this, so let's really give them something to chuckle at. So they increasingly bring in these outlandish characters and these goofy ideas, and they're turning the whole thing into a poor imitation of the WWF, which who's to say that that's something to emulate in the first place. And the whole thing just brings it down to a big pile of garbage. And I think the basic fault is that the people at Turner Broadcasting just think that anybody can be a professional wrestler, find a big body, stick them in the ring. They've got no respect for the athletes, and they've got no respect for the business. And as a result, the fans don't have any respect for what they're doing.
So it really is, a lot of it doesn't boil down to, who's booking the organization. Sometimes, a lot of people criticizing Dusty right now for being the booker in there. But I see some things that are positive that he's doing. But I think some of these characters, when you bring in someone like Oz and some of the other things that they're doing, I don't think that's really fully Dusty's Dusty's ideas. I think that's Turner Broadcasting more or less to use their merchandising licenses.
I know firsthand that the booker of World Championship Wrestling has about as much to do with the actual end result of the company as I do personally of who's going to get elected president in 1992. The whole company has a hand in it, and as a result, when you've got that many people that don't know what they're doing involved in something, this is what you get.
Well, they should give the wrestling back to the wrestling people and the minds of pro wrestling, the people who have been in the business for years and years, and not to suits sitting up in the ivory towers that are making decisions based on a business they don't know nothing about except for numbers when they look at ratings. And it's turning the organization right now into something that's sad to see. And I think we were discussing off air that it's almost like the WCW, NWA is now on a respirator, life support systems, and who knows when it's finally going to drop dead,
Oh, I think it'll last a long time because they've got plenty of money, but I don't see a prognosis for an excellent recovery.
Yeah, that's very, very sad. Let's get back on the phones right now. Keith from Ridgewood, you're next.
Yeah, about that trivia question?
Yeah.
Did that happen in the old UWF?
No, it didn't. It happened in World Class Championship Wrestling.
No.
It didn't?
No.
Sorry, Jim.
Well, it was actually Mid-South Wrestling.
Ah.
It was not in World Class. It was in the Mid-South.
Okay, we still don't have the arena that took place in. And any other thing you'd like to talk about, Keith?
No, I know the arena. It's the Superdome.
Yup.
That's right.
Okay.
Exactly.
I got to put you on hold then, and we'll get your name and address, Keith, okay?
Okay, thanks.
We'll get the picture out in about a week.
Okay, thank you. Okay, he's on hold, and we'll go back on the lines right now to Brian from Garden City. You're next.
Yeah, how you doing, Jim?
Yes, Brian.
Yes. First off, I want to congratulate you on all the success that you've had, which you have had a lot.
Well, thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Okay, and second, I want to ask you about Beautiful Bobby, about what your opinion is of him winning the TV title from Arn Anderson, and whether you think he's going to make a serious run at either the U.S. title or the WCW heavyweight, because I just got done watching Clash of Champions like for the 5th time, and he made a pretty impressive showing.
Well, I'll tell you, I've said for I don't know how many years, and finally, everybody's caught up with it. Beautiful Bobby Eaton is one of the, if not the greatest wrestler that I've ever seen, all-around wrestler. He can do anything in the ring. I mean, everybody talks about his high-flying tactics, but he's just as capable on the ground. He's really an all-around wrestler. And also one of my best friends, if not the best friend I got in the world, and that's why I've always been so high on him. And now he's really gotten a lot of recognition the past couple of years. I'm happy to see it. I think that it's only a matter of whether they want to give him the chance or not, as to whether that he can go after the U.S. title, the world title, or anything else. I mean, the match with Flair was fantastic the other night, and I wish they would have had an hour to just go and see what happened. But the whole problem with Bobby in World Championship Wrestling thus far has been, and I heard Jim Herd personally knock him several times, he looks at Beautiful Bobby and he doesn't see 285 pounds and he doesn't see a big body, and he thinks the guy's not going to draw any fans, he's not going to get any viewers or whatever, and that's why he's not been given the chance up until now, because they just looked at him as another wrestler, which just shows again how much they know. But recently he's been given the opportunity to have some top matches, and I think that what he's producing, which is a fantastic match every time, and more importantly, pretty good ratings on television, indicates that maybe despite themselves they'll give him a shot to do some better things here in the future.
I hope so, because personally, that count out during the second fall shouldn't have happened. That count out.
Yeah, I was a little displeased with the way the match went, but all in all, anytime you can see Bobby Eaton and Ric Flair in the ring, it's an opportunity that you shouldn't miss. And by the way, I want to point out that Bobby's two previous matches with Flair, both on the TBS Sunday main event, one was in December of '89 and the other was in January of '90. Those shows are two of the top 5 rated shows in the history of the main event program, and they haven't come close to the ratings that those shows did in about, I'd say, a good year. So that just indicates that a lot of people want to see Bobby Eaton wrestle Ric Flair.
Okay, listen, thanks for your call.
When Bobby Eaton died earlier this year, that one hit me hard. And there's a reason for that, because one memorable night in St. Louis after one of those cards, we're all carousing at the bar, as we have a tendency to do. And I said I was leaving, and he said, "I'm glad I met you. You're good people." That's what he told me. I think that's the best compliment I ever got from a professional wrestler. I went on Twitter when he died, and I called it "The Day Wrestling Died," because how good was Bobby Eaton? My God,
he was an unbelievable talent. Certainly. Through many people who knew the business, knew how good he was. And the hardcore fans certainly knew how good he was. But I wish there was more we could say about him having world titles and et cetera. Yeah. But he was just one of the best workers ever. And I didn't know Bobby. I really never had a chance to have any dialogue with him. He never appeared on the show, and I might have met him in passing, but never really had a conversation with the guy. And but it was such a horrible, very sad loss that we experienced this year when wrestling lost Bobby.
It really was. I never saw a better wrestler make it look so easy as Bobby Eaton. All the aerial stuff, he could brawl, he could do the science stuff. He was tireless. He could go an hour. You name it, he could do it. Nobody better.
And he can make anybody look good.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. He got a great match with a broomstick, right? One of those corny cliches, but it's really true.
Yeah.
Really true.